We are living in India where once Alexander the Great came. Why was he called great? Akbar the Great, Alexander the Great. The rest were called just kings or at the most emperors. Great is used with the name of only 2 or 3 people. Alexander the Great conquered several small and big kingdoms and returned with 2,000 elephants laden with gold and silver in loot. He abducted at least 10,000 women and took them away with him. This was because he was a great warrior and a good general, and the other kings could not withstand his attack. This was because he had in him a desire to win, to loot, to become rich. When he was lying on his deathbed, when he realized that death was near, he called his commander and the physician. He asked the physician how much more he would live. The physician replied that his pulse had become weak and that perhaps he would live for another 3-4 hours. Whoever is born has to die one day, said the physician. Alexander said to the commander, I wish to see whatever I have won in my campaigns. Bring it all here. A huge mound of precious stones, diamonds, sapphires was made on one side, and on the other a huge pile of gold coins was laid. 12,000-13,000 women stood around the bed where Alexander lay. He looked at all the wealth he had amassed. It was immense, and its value could not be calculated. He said to his commander, This all is mine. The commander replied, Yes, Your Highness, all this belongs to you. You have won it by conquering so many kingdoms. And these women, they too belong to you. Alexander said, After my death, what shall I gain from them? After death, Your Highness, nothing is left. Your body shall be tied on a bed made of bamboos, and it shall be taken to the cremation grounds, where your body shall be cremated. Then what shall happen to all this? Your Highness, all this shall remain behind. No one can take wealth away with oneself. Then do one thing and consider it my final wish. Before death, people prepare their wills and leave their wealth for their sons and grandsons. I don't want any will, just do as I say. Your Highness, please command us. Whatever you order shall be obeyed. You are great, and in the whole world, this word has been used only with your name. How do they tie a dead body? Asked Alexander. The commander replied, Your Highness, it is a very simple process. The body is laid straight on a bed of bamboos. Then a white sheet is covered onto the body, and then it is set on a pyre and cremated. Alexander said, When you tie my body, let the hands remain hanging on both sides of the body. Cover the body with a cloth, but let my hands remain uncovered, hanging on the sides. But Your Highness, such a thing has never happened before. The hands are placed along the sides, and then the whole body is covered with a cloth. This is completely a new way which you are suggesting. How can we do this? Alexander said, Do as I say. This is my command and my wish that my hands should remain hanging. Your Highness, there must be some reason that you wish your hands to be left hanging. At this, Alexander replied, I want my hands to remain thus so that all people and the coming generations can know that even Alexander the Great went from this world empty-handed. When Alexander the Great left this world empty-handed, then you too shall surely live the same way. When he could not take away anything, even you cannot take away anything. And if this is so, then all these amenities are false and useless. Then what do we have which we can take with us? How can we take away anything? Neither the wife, nor the children, neither the brothers, nor the friends, none shall accompany us. Then who shall be with us? When we have to depart all alone, then why and for what should we clamor so much? Then why is there so much confusion and struggle? Why should we have to earn so much money? If your son turns out to be capable, he will earn and make a living, and if he turns out to be incompetent, then you may leave enormous wealth, he will waste it all away. What can you do? If you have an unfit son, he will spend even 5 lakh rupees in just 7 days, and then he will have no money. And if you have a good son, he won't need your money and will himself earn more than 5 lakh rupees. On reading the history of Greece, one comes to know that Alexander had said, I have achieved everything in my life except for true joy. Instead of all this, if I had been able to devote myself towards God, then I could have achieved true happiness, which a common man cannot achieve easily. If I had attained the totality of life, which is not possible for a common man, then I would have died with joy and happiness on my face. A smile would have been on my face, but today there are only tears in my eyes. Today I feel sorry to have acquired these useless stones and for not having accomplished what I should have. Alexander died, but he left a valuable thought inscribed in the pages of history that we should strive to achieve the totality of life. One cannot achieve it by singing hymns, by visiting a temple, by folding hands, or by closing our eyes. All this is nothing but hypocrisy and deceiving ourselves. You go to a temple and all the while you keep thinking that you have to recover 4,000 rupees from some person. You stand in front of the idol of God and pray, O God, please bestow that person with good sense. He has not returned the 4,000 rupees I loaned him 1 year ago. O God, please make him return my money. I will surely come again tomorrow and offer 5 rupees in your feet. You think that to get back 4,000 rupees, you have to offer only 5 rupees. So what is the loss? Just think, is this the mentality with which you visit a temple? I am talking about the sort of mentality possessed by most of the people. This is not the way to fuse with the divine. Guru Purna Chintyai Sadaiva Kriyayat Sasukodbhava Dukkha Sadaiva Chintyam. Guru Purna Chintyai Sadaiva Kriyayat Sasukodbhava Dukkha Sadaiva Chintyam. As I have said in the shloka, that wealth, prosperity, respect, fame and dignity do not constitute the totality of life. If these things meant totality of life, then Birla, India's topmost industrialist, must have achieved it. He must not be facing any problems. He must be happier than us. For if money is everything, then Birla must have no deficiency in life. I had returned from Mauritius some 15-20 days back where some yajna for world peace had been performed. Before going to Mauritius, I had met Mr. Birla at his place. I blessed him and asked him if he was fine. He said, "Everything else is fine, but I am facing some financial crisis. Please do something about it, Guruji. Rest is okay." Now, when Birla can be in a financial crisis, then we are always bound to face such problems. Nevertheless, I said to him, "Don't worry, everything will be fine. Other than this, I hope there is no problem." He said, "Well, Guruji, what should I tell you? Actually, I am not able to sleep properly." I said to him, "Well, if you are not able to sleep, spend 2-3 lakh rupees and go and buy sleep from the market." He said, "Guruji, how can sleep be bought?" I said, "When you cannot buy sleep, then of what use is all your money? Of what use is your wealth?" He spends hours lying in the bed without a wink of sleep. At last, he has to take 2 or 3 sleeping pills, and only then does he go to sleep. We are more happy and contented than him. This is because we are able to pass away into deep sleep promptly at 8 o'clock. No amount of money can buy sleep. Money cannot satisfy hunger. Money cannot buy a healthy life, joy, or happiness. A beautiful body cannot be bought with money, and God cannot be bought with it. If you are beautiful and have applied cosmetics and perfumes, this does not mean that you will be able to see God. All these things are in fact useless. Then is there anything through which true joy can be obtained? Believe me, if there is some such thing, it cannot be one of these. For if Birla is in a financial crisis, if he has to spend sleepless nights, then we are better off, as we can at least sleep peacefully, for we do not have so many problems. He always says that he wishes to achieve the realization of God. I asked him, "What do you do for achieving the darshan of God?" He said, "I have had a temple built in my house. I do have a tight schedule throughout the day, but still I do manage to visit it, Guruji." He manages to visit it, and we come and sit here daily in search of true joy. Just think how much difference there is. We come and sit here on our own wish, while he visits it as an obligation. I don't want to criticize him, but I want to emphasize that worldly pleasures cannot grant totality to our lives. They can only offer comforts. You may feel contented that last year you had 4 lakh rupees and today you have 4.5 lakhs. Somehow, by hook or by crook, you have earned 50,000 rupees and then another 50,000. You have till now worn 4 clothes, and now that you have 5 lakh rupees, you should wear 10-12 clothes, for you are now richer by 1 lakh rupees. Earlier, you used to eat 4 slices of bread. Now you should eat at least 10-15 slices. But no, you will always eat 4 bread pieces and wear only 4 clothes, even if you earn 20 lakhs or 50 lakhs. Then, what do we achieve from all the troubles we take and all the deceit and dishonesty we resort to in order to acquire wealth? We only get tensions, problems, and anxieties in return. We do not achieve totality through this medium.